Today we are focusing on model in place. Okay, so model in place you can access under architecture, go to component, click on drop down button, and here you can take model in place. Okay, so here you can choose any category. I'm selecting generic model. I'm going to say okay. You can give any name. So this is your type name. The family name is generic model and the type name is generic model 1. Today I'm going to show you how these 5 modeling tools works in model in place. Okay, so once you learn all these tools, you can do any model in a Revit family. It will be very easy. Okay, I'm going to show you one by one. Let's start with extrusion. I'm selecting extrusion. So whenever you are trying to model something, you should check what work plane you are going to draw. Okay, for now I'm in floor plan level 0. By default my work plane is level 0. Okay, so if I go to set work plane, and here you can see name level 0. Okay, if you want to change it, you can change, otherwise just say cancel. Okay, so I'm going to show you as a simple rectangular. Okay, it's my simple rectangle and I'm finishing. See here in the 3D you have created the rectangle. It's a cube, right? We have created a solid geometry. It's an extrusion. You can adjust the height, width, you can drag the handle and it's going to change. Once you finish, you can see, once you finish, when you select, you are getting an option to edit in place again. If I go to edit in place, I can edit this extrusion. Very simple, right? So I don't need these levels. Let me hide. Okay, so we have an extrusion here. Let's try the next tool. I'm not creating anything new. I'm just going to the same model in place family. Okay, I'm editing. Let's go to create and select blend. So these 5 tools are very important, so listen carefully. Okay, I'm selecting blend. Okay, so to model blend you need 2 profile. Okay, so for now it is showing edit top. That means I am in bottom profile. Let's draw the bottom profile. I'm drawing a circle and go to edit top. Now draw the rectangle, a small rectangle I'm drawing. And now if I finish, you see here I can adjust the height. The bottom profile is a circle, top profile is a rectangle. So this is how blend works, solid blend. So we have seen 2 options, one is extrusion, one is blend. Okay, let's see the third one, revolve. So before drawing revolve, I need to draw a reference plane so that I can select them as a vertical plane. I'm taking this vertical plane. Okay, let's name it. Without naming we cannot choose as work plane, right? I'm selecting and renaming, or I'm giving a name as vertical, and I'm going to 3D. Okay, I cannot see the reference plane, but I can go to create and set a work plane, and here I can choose the name, reference plane vertical. Click on show, it will show the plane. Okay, it's showing in the bottom, but you don't have to draw it here. Okay, so you can draw it anywhere in the vertical plane. You need to know how this revolve works. Okay, so I'm taking revolve. So here I have two options, one to draw the boundary line and one to draw the axis line. The boundary line going to follow the axis line to create the solid, right? Let's take a boundary line and then draw a rectangle. Draw a small rectangle and draw an axis. I'm giving some space, okay, so that you will understand better. You can see there is a rectangle and there is a blue color axis line. Once you finish, you can see the rectangle follows the axis line and creating a solid in an angle. Okay, so here you can see now it's creating an angle of 360 degree. If I change it to 270, then you can see how this works. A rectangle follows a vertical line and that creates a solid revolve. You can adjust the angle. Okay, you can adjust the height. The concept is very important. You have to understand how this revolve works. Okay, so I have closed it. Okay, so let's select the same. Let's go to edit in place. If I go to create, I have sweep as the fourth option. I'm going to show you how this works. Before modeling anything, go for set work plane and select level 0. Okay, so this is my level 0. Go to create and select sweep. So this is my work plane now. You can see I have selected a level 0 as my work plane. If you want to hide this plane, you can click here. Now the work plane is not visible. If you want to make it visible, you can click here, right? See? Okay, let's take a sweep. Go for sweep and then first you have to draw the path. Okay, so you can pick any 3D edge or you can select sketch path. So I'm selecting a path. Okay, so this is my path. So I'm going to draw a profile here that's going to follow the path. So once we are done with the path, finish it. Okay, the path is finished. Now select the profile. This is the profile plane and edit profile and then draw a profile. Once you finish, we have the path and the profile, and finish again. You can see the circle follows the sketch path to create the geometry, right? Okay, it's very easy. The profile following a path, that's sweep. Go to create. The next option is swept blend. So it's a mixture of sweep and blend. So blend has two profile, right? And sweep has a path. So here we are going to have two profile with the path. Okay, so that's going to create a solid. Take swept blend, go for sketch path, draw a path. So but you can create only a single segment. Okay, so it can be a line or arc, but you can create only one segment. Wow, with the spline tool you can draw a line with many points. That's great. Okay, so I'm going to show you how this works. Okay, we have two profile, so that's a concept. We have a path and we have two profile. Once I finish the path, I have an option to choose the profile. I can select profile 1, so this is highlighting now, or I can select profile 2, so this is highlighting now in blue. Select profile 1 and edit sketch. You can also load the profile. You can select from the list, or you can edit manually. Let's draw a profile. My swept blind going to start as a circle, and I'm selecting profile 2, and this circle going to follow the line and it's going to finish like a rectangle. Okay, so you can have different profile. Once I finish, I have two profile with one path, and if I finish again, what it's saying, can't create a swept blind. Understood. I think so we are having a steep curve. Okay, so that's why it's not creating. Maybe now it will work. Okay, if I finish, it's created. Okay, you can have two profile with one single path, so that's called swept blend. All right, we have tried all our 5 options. Okay, extrusion, blend, and revolve, sweep, and swept blend. So you don't have to worry about anything else. Okay, so we have these 5 options only. Once you master these 5 tools, then you're a great professional in Revit. If you go to create, you have an option to create the same solid geometry as a void. You can create as a solid and you can change that as a void in the properties also. For example, so here this is a solid now. If I want to change that solid as a void, you can do so, right? Okay, let me show you the same with void. Okay, why do we create a void? To cut the solid, right? Let's go to create and take void form, select void extrusion. How an extrusion works? It works with the boundary line. So this is my profile, this is my single profile. Once I finish, I have my extrusion. I can adjust the height. All right, once I finish, the void cuts the solid. If you don't want to cut this solid, you can do uncut. Take uncut geometry. So here you have, if it's not cutting, you can cut them. Otherwise, you can select uncut. If you want, you can select uncut, select the solid, and select the void. Now this is not cutting the solid. If you want to cut again, select cut, select the solid, and select the void. Okay, so this is how you have to work with the solid modeling in Revit. It's very easy, very easy. Okay, now you have your time, right? You try extrusion, blend, revolve, sweep, and swept blend. Try yourself and ask me if you're facing any issues. Okay, I can teach you about parameters in model InPlace, but that takes time. Okay, so you have to try these tools as a basic learner. So once you learned how to create all these extrusion, sweep, blend, and all these things, then we can go for parameters in model InPlace. I can show you a small concept here. For example, so I have this solid extrusion, right? Okay, in case if I want to adjust this solid extrusion with a parameter, then I can create label. To create a label, you need a dimension. Okay, and you can create a parameter here. Let's call it as length. Length, give this instance. Okay, and width. Keep this as instance. Okay, we have length and width. You can also create a parameter for the height. Once I finish, I have extrusion end. Click the button here, create a new parameter, call it as height. Select instance. Once you say okay, so now the parameter applied. Finish and come out of the command. So now Revit is asking me to save the project. Let's go to desktop and just save it in project one name. So that's fine, let's just save it. If I go to 3D view, so if I select, all these solid are going to be selected because they are in the same model in place family, but I have created a parameter only for this extrusion. Once I select this model in place, in the instance properties, what is available immediately. So once I just select what is available on this property is called instant property, and here we have height, length and width parameter. If you change them, it's going to change here. You see here, I'm going to change the height to 1000, and once I say apply, and it's changing. Length, let's change it to 5000. You don't have to click on apply. If you just come out of the properties palette, it's going to apply. Width, change it to 2 meter. Okay, see how this works. It works fine. Okay, so that's all about a model in place. Just to try these 5 tools and let me know if you are having any questions. Okay, so once you are good at these basic modeling, then we can go for the next step. Okay, so that's all for today. If you're having any question, then you can ask me in the comments. Otherwise we can close. We are doing this live more than a half an hour, right? I will wait for another 5 to 10 minutes. If you are having any question, you can ask me. Otherwise we'll close. Learn the basics. Okay, so once you are good with the basics, and then we can go for the next step. Thanks, bye.